Hi, I'm Reba Hervis, Artistic Director at Overshadowed Theatrical Productions. Welcome to today's episode of From the Wings. I am really excited about this particular episode because honestly, if I wasn't a director, I'd want to be a stage manager. But I have two of my favorite stage managers here with me today.
I have not a whole ton of experience with stage managing. I feel like I'm part of the vision when I can stage manage and help the vision fulfill itself on stage.
I started stage managing in 2012. It was my freshman year of college, and I was in a play, but I had one line in one scene, so there wasn't a lot for me to actually do on stage. So the stage manager said, would you like to learn a new skill? So I started shadowing her, and I fell in love with it. The organization required was definitely right up my alley. So I've been stage managing for the last 9 years. It's small casts and all the way up. I think my biggest cast was 60 people at this point, so a bunch of different types of stage managing.
I want to know what your best experience was stage managing. It can be like a moment, it can be the whole production, it can be something you learned.
My favorite moment, one of them, because I have some others, but one of them was on Golden Pond. Yo had set it up so that the inside of the house and the outside of the house is on stage. Then he literally put a live pond with water all the way around the stage. And ducks. We had ducks too. Loons. They were loons.
Loons, that's right.
Those are different. But my favorite moment was at the beginning of, I think it was Act 2. I got to put the dry ice into the water. And so, and it was fun because the audience members that were up front, you could hear them go, whoa. Then the morning mist would kind of go over and into the audience, and it was just a lot of fun. You could boop, 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 and then I could go. And so that was one of my fun moments.
My favorite show I've ever stage managed was Holiday Inn. It was a behemoth. I mean, the set was massive. I spent hours upon hours just drawing plans of how many tables can I actually stack on top of each other. On top of trying to manage the stage, I was doing costumes and props. It was my brain at max capacity. Like, there really wasn't anything more that I had to give, but it was so rewarding every single night to go into it just with everything that I have. It took everything emotionally, mentally, physically, and make it the best it could be. It's such an emotional high at the end of the show. We're like, guys, we did it! We made it through another show.
I found this definition about stage managing, and I want to read it to you, and then you guys can tell me whether you agree or you disagree. A stage manager is in control of all aspects of a theater production to ensure the successful delivery of the performance. You'll manage rehearsals, actors, technicians, props, costume fittings, and you will coordinate with the front of the house and the director.
Yes, it's a lot. My favorite word to describe a stage manager is a facilitator. So my job is to make everyone else successful, which is why I may have my fingers in costumes, because they need help making sure the actors can get to their fittings but not miss things on stage.
So do you kind of think, okay, the challenge is, how are we going to fix this? Do you think about that at all when you're stage managing?
Yeah, because you can't anticipate what is going to come up. So, to me, it's just, you get this actor that's going, oh, I can't find this. And so then you say, okay, I can't either, but I will.
Our job as stage managers is to say, our goal is to make it amazing, but it's theater. Something will go wrong. Our job is to make sure the audience never knows about it.
Or if they do, they love it.
Or if
wrong.
they do, yes. Or if the mistake is made, that we lean into it and say, okay, we don't have music in this scene, great, it's okay, we're going to go with it.
Yeah. Right.
So I love that you then become, as a stage manager, you become in control, so to speak, of all those things to make sure that it happens. I'm going to say it again. If I wasn't a director, I'd be a stage manager. In fact, I think you can get a little bit closer to the people on stage than I even can as a director, because you're seeing them backstage when everything is tense, or they're afraid and they're nervous, or they can't get their dress zipped or whatever, right?
I always feel like I'm in the performance when I'm stage managing, because the story depends on me making sure everything is where it needs to be.
I love that.
So I always feel like I'm part of the performance, and I think the actors respond to that because they know, because I feel like my job is so they don't have to think about anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Just staying in character and getting out there and being in character. Okay, speaking of feeling like part of the cast, there actually was a time when I did become part of the cast. I started out stage managing. We ran into a problem that we needed another cast member, a nurse, and there I was. So I ended up being in it. That was more of a challenge, I will say, making sure everything was where it's supposed to be and including me in costume where I was supposed to be at a certain time, but it was really fun.
So if somebody asked you what qualifications they need in order to be a stage manager, what would you say?
It's patience. You have to be able to keep a level head because things will go wrong, and the ability to stay calm while actors are freaking out or a director is freaking out. Whoever
Who
is
does
freaking,
that?
No one here. No one at Overshadowed. No, of course not. You have to be able to keep calm in a crisis moment.
To me, the most important thing is the kindness, because I feel like if I can get to know the actors and the cast, I can be there and encourage. The other falls into place for me, but I have to do that first.
You have to have such a thick skin, though, because, like, actors can be impatient. And
I guess I don't think about it because I see past what they're saying, and I know why they're upset. So I know they're not upset at me. They're worried, like, I'm supposed to be on stage in 3 seconds and my thing isn't there.
Right.
Or somebody's standing in my way, get them out, or the curtain won't open. So I know, yeah. Yeah, so I know it's not at me.
Well, I really want to thank you guys for being here today. I want to encourage you that if any of you are thinking about maybe perhaps trying something new in theater, or you have more questions about being a stage manager, to please go out there and do some research or talk to your local theater company or something. There's always a need for good stage managers. But in closing, I want to kind of give kudos to these two stage managers, but to all my other ones that I've had over the time too. And I truly believe that a stage manager is the glue that holds the production together. I've heard the saying, the show must go on. I really believe that it is the stage manager that makes that possible. I'll even go as far as to saying that they are the unsung hero of any production, because without them, there might not be a show at some time. So thank you both for your friendship and for being here today.
Thank you for
and
the
for
opportunities.
all the stage managing that you've done. Thank you guys for joining us again today. And until next time, this is just me talking to you from the wings.